Whoa, my friends, welcome everyone to the live talk show where today we're going to have conversations about emerging into our purpose. Aren't you excited today? I know I am. My name is Cheryl Barrett. I'm a motivational speaker, author, life coach. I am coming to you live here from California, and yet I have two friends that are internationally coming from London. That is Lady May and Toya. Listen, today, as we begin to talk about emerging into our purpose, there are going to be nuggets that you are just going to want to grab a hold of. So go get your pen and your paper. You want to write it down. And we're asking for you to share this information with your friends on Facebook, on other social medias, because you don't want to keep the information that's so juicy only to yourself. How many of us have questioned or asked, how do we emerge into our purpose? How many are questioning right now in the middle of the pandemic? Well, I tell you, you're going to get some nuggets today. We have the Lady May today. She is the author, speaker, and a counselor, founder of She Emerged New Woman. Woo! You're excited just by hearing that, right? And then I also have with me is Toyin. Now, Toyin is also an author. She is the CEO of Hush to Roar. I mean, come on now. That we're talking about. So she's going to share with us some nuggets on how to emerge into our purpose. I think that just this conversation, just this title is so important because in the middle of this pandemic, in the middle of this change that everybody is going through at this time, I'm here to share with you that you were created for such a time as this. You have the voice, you have the plans and the purposes that are placed inside of you to be the change that we need right now. And I just want to share with you that you are necessary. Your voice is necessary. The gifts and the talents that you have inside of you are necessary. So when we begin to think about emerging into our purpose, I want us just to breathe and just know that this is a season. There's seasons to plant, there's seasons to reap, there's seasons of dying, but just know that there is a season because at all points in our life, we are either going in the middle of a situation, in the middle of it, or coming out of it. So what we need to do in order to emerge into our purpose is just realize that this is normal and that inside of you, you have what it takes and you're equipped. I believe when we talk about emerging into our purpose, that it begins with a thought. It begins in our minds. You see, every thought is a seed that begins to develop. And we have to identify what is that information? What is that seed that is being planted from our eyes, what we're taking in from the social media? You know, too often we can watch the news and become overwhelmed. Sometimes we can listen to the wrong information from our friends, from the music, from whatever it is that begins to overwhelm us, and we become immersed in our emotions and in our feelings, and we become stuck. So in order to become unstuck, in order to emerge and evolve and become who God called you to have that ta-da, I'm here, I'm walking in a life of possibility, we're going to do a couple of things. First, we're going to identify the thoughts that are coming into our minds. We're either going to shut them out, or then we're going to begin to focus in on them, because those things that you focus in on the most, those things that you pay attention to the most, that is what you become. So ask yourself, what are you becoming? Is it in the direction of evolving into becoming who you're created to be? Or is it keeping you stuck? If it's keeping you stuck or hindered, throw it away, right? Now, the second thing that we need to do is we need to make sure that we are feeding on those things that are going to feed our mind. What are you reading? What are you studying? What are you watching on TV? What I do, I'm just going to share with you before I end, because this isn't a long session, it's just a couple of quick nuggets, is I begin my day with my devotionals. I like to just steady my mind. I like to focus. I like to have a journal, and I write down what it is that I receive after I've finished with my devotional. Then during the middle of the day, I feed my mind. I put my earplugs on and I listen to books on tape. Then the thing that I do at the end of the day is I take inventory of all of the information that I've gathered. Is it serving me or is it hindering me? And then I make a determination and I remove those things that are hindering me, and I continue on and I feed those things that are allowing me to grow. Listen, my friends, I'm just here to tell you that this is a life full of possibilities. The one thing that I truly enjoy is assisting people to eradicate those beliefs that are self sabotaging. I love allowing you and assisting people to release those dreams of possibilities and create the world that you've always wanted. This is Cheryl Barrett. I'm here with you. We're going to emerge together. We're going to sing our song, I'm coming out. I want the world to know. Got to let it show. Why? Because you're necessary. Your voice is necessary. You're necessary. If not just for you, but for your legacy and those all around you. Again, my name is Cheryl Barrett, and I'm so glad you decided to join us. Now, guess what? I have the Lady May ready to come on to share with you about emotional intelligence. How do you master your emotions? I mean, we need that, right? All right, Lady May, share with us about mastering our emotions and how we can use that to emerge into our purpose.
Right, Cheryl, thank you for that. Emerging into our purpose. Yes, we do need to master our emotions. It's very important. And you just spoke about the mindset and your thoughts. As a behavioral therapist, I know that and I believe that your thoughts is what influences your emotions. And so you started on a good note, and I'll take over from there. Before I start, I would like to ask a question. Have you allowed your emotions to hold you back from emerging into your purpose? How long can you let your emotions hold you back? Emerging into your purpose requires us to manage our emotions, tune into it, and allow it to guide us into playing full out in life. But as human beings as we are, we tend to ignore and avoid our emotions, especially the negative ones, the ones that makes us afraid, uncomfortable, the ones that brings back all those thoughts that we try so hard to forget. But you see, the brain does not forget. The brain stores information. And so your brain cannot lose it. And that is why it's necessary that you learn how to manage your emotions. Because emotions are meant to be felt. And it is only when we allow ourselves to feel those emotions and tune into it, can it manage, can it empower us into taking positive actions. How then do we tune into our emotions? I ask. How do we manage our emotions? Let me start by asking a few questions. Are we holding on to grudges? Are grudges and unforgiveness really weighing us down? Are we still waiting for an apology that may never come, that may never happen? Whilst your life and those around you suffer, comes to a standstill because of unforgiveness, because of bitterness. Did you know that unforgiveness is like toxic to our health? Unforgiveness is like taking poison and expecting the other person to die. It's not possible. The person who takes the poison is a person that suffers. So unforgiveness is not good for you. Why don't we let go? Why don't we forgive and free ourselves? Why don't we let go and create more space, more room in our lives for positivity, possibility, and prosperity? That is one of the ways we can emerge into our purpose. How about the fear? The fear that keeps creeping up anytime we want to take action. Have we really sat down to think about it? Why does it keep coming? Where is it coming from? Could it be something relating to our past? Or are we just projecting into the future, something that may never happen? How do we make sure we manage that fear that keeps coming? Because if we do not, the success we seek, the fulfillment that we so desire may never. Fear actually cripples you. And like Cheryl, you rightly said, you will submerge and not emerge. So you need, and we all need, to learn how to take hold of the fear that cripples us. And so I ask, what have the cost been? All these years of holding on to those emotions, what has it cost you? Has it cost you happiness? Has it cost you love, true friendships? Has it cost you valuable relationships? Has it cost you your job, business, money? Somebody walks out of a business deal because of anger, and then it costs them money. What has your emotions cost you? Whatever your emotions have cost you, whatever you have left behind as a result, I am here to let you know that it is not too late. It is not over yet.
Yes.
You can still emerge.
Come on.
And so use your past experience, use the lessons from your past as fuel into your future. That is the only way to emerge. Do not hold on to it. Let it go and know that we can emerge. And so, ladies, I ask, are you ready to emerge?
Woo!
Still emerging.
Yes. You know, Lady May,
Let's do this together. Let's emerge.
let's emerge.
Emerge. She emerged. I am the lady.
Listen, was that not juicy? Did we not get some nuggets? What are you holding on to? How is it serving you? How to let it go? We talked about the mind bombs, talked about the transformation, talked about how you could be an active participant in emerging into your future. And I heard Lady May, that was so good. You encouraged everybody to let them know, you know what, you can do it. And we are with you. Emerging is possible. And now, as we move on, we have Miss Toyin with the CEO of Hush to Roar. And Toyin has some nuggets, some strategies that she's going to share with us on how to emerge into our purpose. If this wasn't good so far, man, how can it even get better? This is like the ice cream on the top of the cake. So Toyin, take it away.
Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, Lady May. Wow, those were two amazing bits of nuggets. Can I say nuggets or chicken wings? Whatever they were golden. They were golden. Yeah. So, as Lady May rightly said, it's not over, and it's not over till it's over. And yeah. What I will say into emerging into your purpose, people might say, "Hey, of course I want to emerge into my purpose. That's the whole point. I'm here." But we do say these things, but we don't really actively take them out. And I know that because, of course, we all have we have families we need to cater for. We have so many other commitments, and then we just forget what we really, really love. So emerging into your purpose is really what you enjoy, what you do, what that inner calling is telling you is the right thing to do, really. So it's not something so far away that you might think, oh, wow, but that's the people up there. You know, I'm just little me down here. No, you're not. We all have our purposes, and we will always feel that we actually always get that instinctive call within us that that's your purpose, but we ignore it. We get a whisper. God will say that is the calling, and we ignore it until it becomes a scream, and then we start having cognitive dissonance where our character is not in line with what we really, really, really want to do. So I'll just share a little story from one of my friends. Her mum passed away sadly a few months ago, and she was on the bed before she passed away. My friend got to her and she was saying, "Mum, it's okay." And her mum started to cry, and my friend said, "What are your regrets? I mean, why are you crying?" She said, "My only regrets was that I wish I had the courage to do the things in life that I was destined to do.
Yeah.
And I know I didn't fulfill my purpose." That brought tears to my eyes. I wasn't even there. Her just telling me that, this was a few years back, it brought tears to my eyes. That, do we have to wait till that day when we know all is over now before we say, actually, we were on this earth to do something from the beginning when we started to the end? That dash in the middle, are we dancing? Do we make that dash dance? And I will say that yes, there are complexities, that it's okay for you to say this, but I've got A, B, C, D to do. And I'll say from my personal experience, now I feel free. I feel I'm breathing because I've started to step into my purpose of doing, what is it? It's service. It's serving others and doing something that you know you can do for free. That's why I know it's my purpose. So for me, the practicality would be, yes, still hold on to that full-time job, but step in tippy toes into that purpose by doing just voluntary to start with. Oh, I love working with the elderly, for instance. Let's go and volunteer and do it for my community. And you start to enjoy it. Before you know it, you might even ask for your full-time job that, can I work 4 days? Okay, maybe it might not be that practical, but you can juggle the two, because I tell you, there's satisfaction when you're doing something that is your purpose. God will just keep bringing those resources to you, honestly. And it's something that you will wake up. I tell you, when I started to feel that I'm now doing what I really want to do, I could wake up 3 o'clock. I won't be tired. And what else do I know that I'm doing because it's my purpose? I don't burn out. I'm literally sitting there hours on end doing what I know God has asked me to do. And that's when I know it's my purpose. Because what? I'm serving others. There's a feeling within, a burning feeling, that crackling. So there's one popular saying that I love. It's from David Brooks. And he says, we bury the faint crackling of our inner fire underneath other safer noises and settle what? For a false life. So we hear those, we're ready to just bury those noises and just play along, stay within and just go on with the crowd. We strive and say, you know what? I need to fit in here. No, you don't. Let's be the ones that stand out. Let's be that 10% that they say are the ones that are fulfilling their purpose. They actually say 1 in a million say that they are doing what they're destined to do. Let us be that 1%, because I tell you, the satisfaction that it gives you when you step into your purpose in a practical way, it will give you so much satisfaction, fulfillment, purpose in life, that I say, what? You can do it for free. And we can do it. We can do it.
I love that. We can do it. We're going to be the top 10% that says yes, that takes advantage, right, ladies, of our life to live a life on purpose, full of possibilities, because we understand that between the dash of when we wake up to that dash when we close our eyes, we want to live a life full out, leaving that legacy. And I have to tell you, this was such a great conversation to have with you guys. You both brought so many nuggets today. And what I would share when we talk about our purpose as we're winding it up is that, do you know what the richest place on earth is? It's the graveyard. It's all the dreams, the purposes, and the plans unfulfilled. Well, I believe that we have been called for such a time as this. And you, my friends who are listening to us today, that you are here. Now, you could have been born in any season, any time in history, but you're here. So let's use what is inside of us. Let's put our hands on our bellies. Let's begin to breathe and bring forth the plans and the purposes that are inside of you, so that we can make a difference, not just for us, but for those around us and be the change that we want to see.
See.
I can tell you, Toyin and Lady May, this was excellent. And I can't wait for us to have more conversations
Oh, yeah.
around our purpose. I think it's so needed right now.